everyone, it's Lizzie. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is planning for the month of September. I always like to plan out my budget before the month begins. That way I have that idea of how I want to spend my finances for the upcoming month. So we are in August currently as I'm filming this, but I want to plan ahead for the month of September. So let's go through this together. I always like to start off with a calendar view. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit this. But I like to start off with a calendar view and actually lay out when bills I know are due and about when bills are typically due. So I don't know the exact date of when, for example, my electric bill is due. I usually get that bill probably 2 weeks before the due date. And it's usually around the 20th of the month, 18th or 20th of the month is when that bill is due. So I do like to set funds aside prior for what I think the bill is going to be, what the total bill will be. So yeah, that's just one of the bills that I don't know the exact due date, but the rest are standard, fixed expenses that come out automatically from my account. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly lay out the bills that are due on this calendar view. So I'm gonna speed it up. That way you guys don't have to watch me write this up. Okay, so I have gone ahead and filled in what I know is set up, and I put some stickers because I made an error here, but that's why I love stickers. So I kind of put on a few stickers here for my calendar view. So these are all of the fixed expenses that I know are recurring or that I have to pay. You know what? I think I missed. There is, oh no, nope, never mind. Yeah, this is everything for the month of September that is due to automatically come out or that that I have to pay. There is one that I have not included, which is the electric bill. I was trying to use this pen, but for some reason it's not working because this is the erasable one. So I want to say that my electric will come out around the 20th of the month. So let me just put it for the 19th just so I am ahead. I'm just gonna write it in this black erasable pen. And we're just gonna say it's about $125. I will update the numbers once I get that bill, but just so I know by looking at this quickly, I'll know that this is due. So now, something that I want to incorporate in my budget is goals. I did this last month. I didn't share it, but I did do this last month when I wrote out my budget. and it was to complete baby step 1 and to pay off one of my credit cards. So I did complete that, which I was really excited. So since I have completed baby step 1, now is the time when I have to go and figure out, okay, baby step 2 is paying off debt as quickly as possible, minus the home. The thing is, as I've mentioned in prior videos, I do have a car lease, and that is due to turn in March. So that means that I have to set aside funds for getting a new car. So that's one thing I want to make it a point, is any money that I make on the side, anything like that, I'm going to put that towards our car fund. So that is one of the goals that we have to focus on for this month. So I'm going to write this in black pen, the goals on the side. So one of the goals will be, this is kind of stretching it, but it's okay to think big. I want to save $1,000 this month for a car. And that is any side hustles, selling items, anything like that, YouTube income, Etsy income, all of that. I want to put that towards a car fund. So I am thinking big, guys. I don't know if I will accomplish it, but I really want to focus on making this $1,000 as quickly as possible. So that is my first goal, 1,000 car fund. The next goal that I want to do is to sell 2 unused items online. Okay, so the next goal is for my business and side income. I would love to make $350 for my Google AdSense earned this month, so the month of September, on YouTube, and $300 on Etsy. And that is pretty much it for my income and my financial goals. This part I can write up notes if I wish, but I am not going to do that right now. So this is the monthly view. And now let's see what we need for our sinking funds. I'm going to go ahead and just put a washi up here and then write out the sinking funds that I want to separate for this month. And then I'll fill in the totals after I write in my monthly budget. So I'll be right back with that. So we are budgeting for the month of September, and now we have to figure out what is the estimated income, and this is what you physically take home is what you have to figure out for your income portion. So first one is for my husband, and I'm just gonna go ahead and write in all of the totals here. So I sped through that for you guys so you didn't have to watch me write in everything. But we're gonna go ahead and just add up all of our expenses here. And then we'll figure out how much I can put aside for sinking funds and also for our extra debt payment, because as you know, we are on baby step number 2. Okay, so right now we are at $3,369.49 for the total expenses. But we still have some sinking funds that we need to set funds aside for, which I have wrote down here. And I've already come up with a number of what I want to set aside for these particular sinking funds. I did make a video it was on my August budget. I actually broke down how I come up with the funds that I want to set aside for sinking funds. So make sure you check that video out so you can understand my numbers that I came up with. But I do have some added sinking funds here, which is my home. I've added that back in. Pet, toiletries, and vacation. We are going away in November, and I want to make sure that I have some funds set aside for that. So I have to start putting money in this fund. And then I want to keep pets separate from my groceries. I know that Jordan Page, which I follow her method of her grocery breakdown, she says that you should use your grocery money for all of like the consumable items, so including your pet, your paper goods, and all of that. But I was finding that I was stretching it too thin, and I want to be realistic with myself and with how we do things here at my home. So it's best that we keep our pet separate from our groceries, and then the same thing with the toiletry items. So I'm just gonna, and this is like a small fund really, because it's just my husband and I, and we really don't go through a lot of our paper products and that sort of thing. But yeah, so that's what my sinking funds are. And I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in my totals on the side. All right, so now that I have that set aside, we just have to add up what our total sinking funds for September is. All right, 519. Let me just add it up one more time just to make sure. So 519 is the total sinking funds. All right. So now let's figure out how much extra debt we can put in here with setting money aside for our car fund. And I want to set aside $200 for this month towards our car, and that is just from our full-time jobs. So anything extra, I'm gonna just throw it straight to our car fund. Okay, so 3888.49 is the total. And then with the savings for the car fund, that goes up to $40,8849. That's with all of the expenses plus the car fund. So now let's add in our giving. So that total is $45,7249. So let's take the $46.35 and subtract the $45,7249. And that gives us a total balance of $62.51 that we can put towards our extra debt payment. All right, so the total for the expenses with that included is $39.51. So we always want to make sure that we're at a zero-based budget. So let's just add up each of these totals. So the 200 plus the $39.51 plus the $484 for our giving. So that gives us the total income, $46.35. So we are at that zero-based budget. So mid-month, I like to do a overview of where I am to date. So if that's something that you are interested in seeing how I check up on my budget to make sure that I am on track, then make sure you subscribe before you leave. Hit the like button if you did like this video and you found it helpful to you. And yeah, that is everything for this September budget layout. Sorry if it was kind of all over the place on this part, but this is how I do my budget and this is how I use my worksheets for the entire month. So yeah, I hope that this inspires you to continue on your financial freedom journey and keep a written budget. I will see you guys in a brand new video. Bye guys!